2010 Margaret Brent Award recipient, Brooksley born. No one can doubt Brooksley Born's professional excellence. Looking at her career on paper, she has received virtually every high honor of the legal profession. From her time at Stanford Law School, where she was the first woman president of the Law Review and received the Outstanding Senior Award, to the present. A partner at Arnold & Porter for over 30 years and former chair of the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, one might think Brooksley is entrenched in the establishment, but her friends and colleagues say she's a revolutionary. A product of the San Francisco public school system, she was the daughter of civil servants. Her father, the director of public welfare in San Francisco for 35 years, and her mother, an English teacher. At an early age, she absorbed the principles of equality, justice, and opportunity for all. Brooksley's mother had always thought that she would be a good lawyer because she was so argumentative as a child and had such a ferocious sense of injustice. She entered Stanford Law School in 1964 when only 3% of the lawyers in the country were women. It was the largest entering class of women that Stanford had ever had, 10 out of 165, and Brooksley graduated first in her class. After clerking on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit, Brooksley then became an associate at a top litigation and international trade practice at Arnold & Porter. Not only did she succeed brilliantly in her law practice, but she also transformed the accepted terms of what law practice could be. With the blessing of the firm's woman senior partner, Carolyn Agger, Brooksley did the unheard of. She made partner at Arnold & Porter in 1974. Newsworthy enough for a woman at the time, she did so while working part-time to raise her young children, Nicholas and Ariel. Brooksley was one of the first women to become a forceful and effective leader in the American Bar Association. In 1977, she was the first woman appointed to the prestigious ABA's Standing Committee on Federal Judiciary and chaired the committee during 2 presidential administrations. Brooksley led the effort in rewriting the standards for evaluation of judicial nominees, ensuring that more women and minorities could be appointed to the federal courts. She led the committee when Sandra Day O'Connor was appointed to the Supreme Court and testified to the United States Senate Committee in support of her qualifications. Brooksley continued to develop new ways to help women advance in the legal profession, getting Arnold & Porter to have one of the first child care centers within the law firm, chairing the D.C. Bar's Study Committee on Gender Bias in the Courts, creating and chairing the National Women's Law Center, and co-founding the ABA Women's Caucus. Brooksley fearlessly takes on the difficult jobs that require enormous attention to detail and offer little glory. In 1996, President Clinton selected her to be chair of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. She recognized the dangers that unregulated derivatives pose to the economy, and had her warnings been heeded, the world might have escaped the crisis which began in 2008 and still affects the United States and world economies. For her efforts, she received the John F. Kennedy Profile in Courage Award in 2009. All of her achievements cannot convey Brooksley's remarkable qualities as an individual whose bright mind is matched by an uncommonly caring heart. Retiring from practice in 2003, Brooksley and her husband, Alexander Bennett, now spend their time on their passions for traveling, sailing, birdwatching, and enjoying the company of their 4 grandchildren. For a truly admirable career in both public service and the private sector, the American Bar Association Commission on Women in the Profession is proud to present its 2010 Margaret Brent Women Lawyers of Achievement Award to Brooksley Born.